Hey guys, ETN here from Sunbros, and it's time for another Hero Quick Look video. And today we're going to be covering Raz. Raz is a class mage assassin. His role is blank. As you guys can see in the bottom left corner, his ability, damage, and difficulty level are all the way at the top, while the other two are below average. Raz's passive, Fancy Footwork, gives him a dash on the second and third normal attacks. On the third normal attack, he also deals extra damage, knocks the enemies back, and stuns them. Raz's first ability is Rising Uppercut. Raz unleashes a powerful uppercut that deals damage to enemies within range and knocks them all up into the air. Raz's second ability, Power Surge. Raz launches a fireball from his fist that deals damage to enemies as well as reducing their movement speed. Raz's ultimate, Explosive KO. Raz throws an extremely powerful punch, dealing damage and knocking all the enemies in his path backwards. That's it for Raz's abilities. We're going to move on to his pros and cons, starting with his pros. These are strengths that you're going to want to focus on if you're playing as Raz, and things you're going to want to avoid if you're playing against him. First pro is that Raz has unbelievable crowd control, whether it's the 60% slow on his second ability, Power Surge, or it's his knock up on his first ability, Rising Uppercut, or it's his knockback on his ultimate, Explosive KO, or even his passive gives a crowd control ability. Every third normal attack, he deals extra damage, knocking back enemies and stunning them. So Raz has 4 different forms of crowd control that are all very, very solid, and probably one of the most underrated one is the second ability, Power Surge. The fireball can be done at a pretty long distance, and the slow is very, very significant. Raz's second pro is that he has great poke damage. We're going back to his second ability, Power Surge, which can be casted at level 6 every 2 seconds, and it not only does it hit like a truck, it's a very hard hitting ability. It slows them by 60% for a little while, and because of the frequency in which it can be casted and how slow it actually makes the enemy, it's a very, very powerful tool in his toolkit, and honestly one of the best poke abilities of the game. Raz's third and final pro is that he has really high damage capabilities. When you combine his passive with his first and second ability and his ultimate, and you're able to marriage these 4 abilities into one and really get good at using them together, which is why his difficulty level is near the top. It's very hard to play, but when you get good at doing all these things together in combination to each other, he's one of the best 1v1 heroes in the game, and just overall damage output capabilities is off the charts. Now we're going to move on to Raz's cons, which is his weaknesses, things you're going to want to avoid for playing as him, and things you're going to want to exploit or take advantage of for playing against him. His first con is that Raz is very susceptible to crowd control. Because he's a mage assassin and he's asked to be playing at close quarters combat or close range, he's very susceptible to being crowd controlled, because not only does he have to be close to do his real heavy duty damage, but he's also very, very squishy. Raz's second con is that instead of mana, he uses what's called energy. And even though all 3 of his abilities replenish energy and energy replenishes on its own, if you miss an ability, you don't get any energy replenished from it, and then it starts to deplete. And when this gets tricky is if you're going in for a nice combination and you miss an ability or potentially 2, you'll run out of energy to do anything. And that takes us to our third and final con, and that's that a very, very high percentage of Raz's damage comes from his abilities. So if you do have issues with energy, you will have issues dealing any damage at all, and you will get crowd controlled and killed. It's very important that you use Raz in a very precise manner, because if you miss some of his abilities and you run out of energy, Raz is really a sitting duck and is likely to be killed. The combination of having to play a mage style player, even though he's an assassin also at close range, along with the control of using all 4 of his abilities together and making sure that you use the energy properly and you don't waste it or run out mid awesome kill attempt, is the reason why Raz is so difficult to play. And even though he's super amazing at making a big difference and causing a lot of damage, he's somebody you're going to want to take your time to learn correctly. That is it for this one, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and as always, check out our other Hero Quick Look videos along with our brand new How to Play series, and don't ever forget about our Top 5 series. That is our most popular series. Thanks for watching, guys, and as always, till next time.